Hi everyone, I'm Kelsie and welcome back to my channel, Connecting with Spirit. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about 9/11. I am going to be just passing on some of the information and downloads that I have gotten from Spirit, a few stories, and then I am going to go into an energy healing. I'm going to look at the shadow energies in relation to 9/11, and then pull some cards and see if there's any other messages, anything else that Spirit wants us to know on this topic. So before I jump into everything, I just want to talk a little bit about struggles actually over the past couple of days leading up to this video. I have felt a lot of what I would call interference energy. So this is energy coming from outside of me that tries to prevent or stop me from doing this sort of work. It's not my first instance of this experiencing this interference energy. It happens a lot of the time, and sometimes it shows up as like insecurities or fears, despair, doubts about my abilities, these sorts of things. All things tend to crop up that I thought I had looked at and healed and cleared. So I always go into myself and try and discern if it is actually another layer just coming up to be healed or if it's outside interference. And interestingly enough, I stumbled across a video by Lori Ladd actually, and she was talking about infiltration energies coming from the outside and how they can interfere with your energy to the point where you feel like you're regressing or you're getting worse or you're going backwards. This sorts of things, and it just really resonated with me because up in the lead up to this video, that's exactly how I felt. It just did feel like sabotage, outside energies trying to stop me from making this video, and I just wanted to talk about it to bring your awareness to this in case this is something you have also experienced on your journey, because it's really common if you are a light worker, if you're doing any sorts of work like this, because we are in a spiritual battle at the moment, light versus dark. And quite honestly, the dark plays dirty. So I just wanted to make a little bit of a note and talk a little bit about that before I got into this video, to bring awareness, as I said, and to let you know if you have experienced this, that you are not alone. So, 9/11. This is a really, really tough one energetically. I've been feeling the energies. They are really heavy and really dark, to be perfectly honest. It is a big one for a number of reasons, because it was quite honestly a harrowing tragedy. And I remember at the time seeing it that I was touched very deeply. But it's also because it happened on my birthday. And the mainstream narrative does say that it was a terrorist attack, but this had felt off to me, and I'll tell you why. So normally I wouldn't remember what I was doing on many days, but for this particular day I do remember, and the day before as well. I just happened to be watching a demolition program on the TV. I don't even know how it happened. I feel like Spirit had a hand in it. It's not something that I usually watch, but I remember just seeing it on TV, and I think it was for an hour or something, and I was just enthralled. I was just captivated by it, and I was just watching all these buildings being demolished and all the rest of it. So that really just stood out for me, that I remember watching this demolition program the day before 9/11. And when I came in, after school actually, and saw on the TV that this was happening, the planes crashing into the towers and the towers going down, all I could think of was it was a demolition job because of the TV program I watched the day before, because it looked exactly like that. When they brought the buildings down in the program, it looked exactly like what I was watching in front of me. So I didn't believe the mainstream media then, and I still don't. And I feel like there's lots of secrecy and lies around this particular event, that the entire truth hasn't come out and it hasn't been told, that the public has been misled. And there's a lot of deception energy and dark sort of energy around it. So there's many videos on this topic out there that dive into the truth deeper than I will, but I just wanted to say a few bits and pieces that was from my personal experience, and also that's been brought to my attention from spirit. Because the other thing to say was that there was another building, a third building, that did go down. It wasn't hit by a plane or anything, and it went down as well as the Twin Towers, and as well, of course, the plane crashing into the Pentagon as well. But yeah, it just never really meshed with me that the planes caused the towers to go down, for a number of reasons. Structurally, architecturally, it just screamed a lie to me, to be perfectly honest. But that's just my opinion, to put it out there. And what spirit had brought to my attention when I was tuning into the energies around this, they asked me to look at the numerology of 9/11. So for me, nines are all about closure, ending of a cycle, something coming to an end. And 11 is a very interesting number. It's about challenge. It's also about mastery, and mastery of separation in particular. The 11 is also a twin flame number, and with the 11, the two ones, one is representation of the divine masculine, the other one is a representation of divine feminine. And when those energies come into balance and harmony and they unite to form the two energy, which is union, partnerships, unity consciousness. So it's all about the ascension process as well. And what spirit brought my attention to was the symbology of it, the two towers, which are symbolic of the 11, and that mastery of separation, and the fact that they were demolished, they were brought down. And the words that I heard from my guides was that it was an FU to the ascension process, because what they did was they planted seeds of separation. They pitted people against one another, and they started a war. Because they did not want people coming together, unifying their energies within themselves and also outside themselves, because that would lead to unity consciousness and ascension and all the rest of it. So it seemed like it was to sabotage what's happening on Earth, the ascension process, a return to love and a return to unity consciousness. That's what really jumped out from me when Spirit was giving me downloads about this. And then I pulled a tarot card, and it was really interesting. I asked about the energy behind 9/11, and the Four of Wands came out. And this card for me is all about like farewells, a send-off, these sorts of things. And I was wondering, Spirit, what are they like saying goodbye to? What's the farewell about? And I heard it was a goodbye to peace, which totally made sense to me, considering that's what they did. They started a war, ended the peace times, and just brought in that conflict energy. So that's another thing to note about it. It feels like the energy is very dark, instigated by dark forces, of course. Who these dark forces are, I don't know. Illuminati, Cabal, whatever kind of name you want to put on them, but certainly dark energies behind this with dark, malevolent intentions, to sabotage, to create conflict, to sow seeds of separation in order to sabotage the ascension process, coming back to love, and sabotage that balancing of energies within yourself, in order to attain unity consciousness. So yeah, that was pretty much what I had gotten from Spirit when I sat down to see what the energies were kind of about. And now I'm going to go into a healing to look at the shadow energies behind this. And I do feel like it's going to be super heavy. As I said, I feel like we'll be passing off some lost souls. I feel like there's dark energies, there's black magic involved, dark portals, things like this. So I'm going to put in some serious protection. I've already done my own preparations to get in the zone for this with heavy protection, calling in everybody. And you can see this light around me, kind of a whitey blue light. It's usually the Pleiadians, but it seems like there's extra energy. I'm just hearing a Shekinah as well coming in for this today, because it feels like a really heavy one. So you will have the option to opt in to the healing if this is something that you would like to receive as well. And as I said, I'm going to connect into the collective energies on this. So not everybody will have this wounding. It's only what's in the majority of the collective that is reflected in this event. So yeah, do bear that in mind, and we're just going to see what the energies are. I feel like it's going to be something to do with separation, but we'll see when we get down to it. So with that being said, if this sounds like something you would like to receive, please do give your permission in whatever way feels comfortable for you. Thank you very much. I will probably be burping throughout this. I can already, feel some burping coming up, and that's just the way I, clear energy, just to let you know. Yeah, it's clearing energy. So I'm going to call in all of your healing teams of light. My healing team of light is already here, calling in all of your healing teams of light, calling in all of your healing teams of light. And I'm going to ask them to activate a sacred healing space around us all now energetically, and to anchor it in. I'm just going to ask for extra protection around this. And I'm going to ask for them to activate the Anana. I'm going to ask my angels to stand around us as extra protection around this sacred space as well, to ensure we are really protected as we dive into these energies today. So this is just your opportunity to tune in as these energies become activated. And I'm seeing a golden lattice dome, as I usually do, just going in around us now energetically and anchoring in. But there feels like there is a silver energy as well, a silver lattice dome, and rose gold as well today. So triple power of 3 for protection and for truth coming in to make sure that we are super protected and super supported as we dive into these energies. Thank you. Ooh, and there's just a squirrel. I saw one earlier, and there's just one there beside me, hopping away. Usually an omen of prosperity. Thank you. So the Anana is still being activated. This is just heavy duty protection. It's all angels today, being put in front of you, behind you, to your left and right, above and below. So you're like completely surrounded in a bubble of archangels and angelic energy. As a plane flies overhead, this feels like surveillance being watched. And again, just tuning into the energies that are being placed around you for the Anana. Tuning in with your psychic senses to see what you can sense. Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you very much to the healing teams of light, angels, archangels. Okay, so I'm going to cool down the energy of healing down from the heavens. I see it as like a rose gold energy that's coming in today, and I'm going to pull that down into your crown chakra, bringing a lot of healing energy, opening and activating the crown for healing. And there's so much like distraction, sabotage energy right now around me as I try to do this video. More so than usual. It's very interesting. As I bring down the rose gold energy into your third eye chakra, opening and activating the third eye, bringing in that healing energy. As we move down into now we're going to pause at the third eye chakra. As there seems like there's a veil, there's something covering the third eye. Feels like the energy of deception and sabotage where this event is concerned. It's almost like a wool is being pulled over your third eye to conceal, to hide something from you. And it's something that can only be seen with your third eye. Psychically. Almost feels like your third eye has been intentionally blocked. So you wouldn't see or you wouldn't pick up on the deception energies around this. Something has been intentionally hidden. So I'm going to call in Archangel Sandalphon. He's going to take the lead on this. Calling in Archangel Sandalphon. Calling in Archangel Sandalphon. I'm just going to ask Sandalphon to clear that energy from your third eye. Open and activate it. And to restore your psychic sight. So that you can see clearly when it comes to this event 9/11. And the squirrel is even closer and is now looking at me. Interesting. Okay, very interesting. So the squirrel that I was just watching was like digging in the ground, and I heard that something has been concealed underground. So I was just asking what has been concealed underground, and I heard the bombs. So if that was the explosives that were used to demolish these buildings or something else. But I feel like there's something there that was hidden underground so that other people wouldn't see it. Hidden, kept secret, covered. So I'm just going to ask the angels to help and assist for the truth to come to light. And especially for all the families that were affected in this terrible tragedy, that are still seeking answers and looking for the truth, that want justice. I'm just going to ask the angels to bring them any support that they might need, any healing that they might need, and also to bring the truth to light. As I'm just feeling really strong energy of like just searching for answers. They, like me, it didn't resonate with them what the narrative was. It went against their inner guidance system. Something didn't track, something wasn't resonating, and they've gone in search of answers and they're finding it difficult to find them. But it feels like there's many light workers on this now who are fighting and battling for the truth, and that it will come to light. Because as more light streams onto the planet, more people raise their vibration, more people hold light, the darkness will naturally come up to the surface. So if there has been things hidden deliberately, it is going to be brought into the conscious awareness of the collective. I'm just hearing the angels will see to it that it is done. Okay, thank you. As we bring down this healing energy into the throat chakra, opening and activating the throat. Okay, this is really tough stuff. Really harrowing energies. It's almost like I am connected into the energies of the people who were still in the towers when they went down. So there's lots of despair, there's lots of crying out, screaming. Like words that they wanted to say but they never got a chance to say them. Regret. Fear, terror, hurt, devastation. And also those on the opposite end who was watching this happen, who did have loved ones trapped at that time. Powerlessness, helplessness, horror, as they watched the events unfolded, as they watched the events unfold. Communication difficulties. On both sides. They couldn't reach loved ones couldn't reach them. I don't know if the lines were down or signals were jammed or something. I don't know. There just seems to be a disconnect there with communication. So I'm going to ask Archangel Sandalphon to bring in energy, to clear this energy, to bring in healing and repair and support for all those who might need it. So there is a huge amount of grief and loss, death, endings, finality around this, as you can imagine. And I'm just going to call in a number of angels to pass on any lost souls that can be passed on at this time. So not all of them will be able to go, because some of them might have karma or might have ties to the earthly plane because they have unfinished business with people who are still here on earth. But we will pass on as many of them as we can. Because some, it seems like they got trapped because it was just shocking and it was very traumatic. So they got stuck and they didn't pass to the light. So I'm going to call in Archangel Azrael. Calling in Archangel Azrael. Calling in Archangel Azrael. And I also have Michael, Metatron, Uriel, Gabriel and Ariel, Shekinah. I see them forming it's like a guard of honor, because this is sacred work, pressing lost souls to the light. I'm going to ask the angels to bring any healing in that's needed for these people, these lost souls. Anything that they might need to enable them to pass over to the light, to be welcomed and met by any loved ones, to make the transition as easy as possible. And just seeing the angels almost take them, not by the hand, but where someone puts their hand in someone's crook of their elbow and guiding them as a portal of light opens. And it's like the angels are escorting those souls now who can and who are ready to go into the light. I'm hearing hundreds. Also getting the sense that there's dogs or something as well. And all you need to do is hold space and hold the light for this, to breathe through your heart. And again, just tuning in with your psychic senses as the angels perform healing and escort these lost souls to the light. It's going to take a few minutes, I'm hearing. I'm also getting the sense, so this sometimes happens, the dark forces, they worship dark energies, dark entities. Like in Satanism, I guess, is the form of the religion or a type of that. Excuse me. But sometimes certain events take place on the earth that they are pre-planned and they are intentional, and it involves black magic, and it's like a ritual sacrifice to appease their dark entity, their dark god, for want of a better word. And it certainly feels like this was one of those events. I'm just getting the sense, because there's a legion, a battalion of angels here with me for this, because it very much feels like there is a war going on right now. The angels are actively battling the dark energies around this also. So not only are they passing the lost souls to the light, they're also battling the dark energies. So that's dark entities that would have come through this dark portal that was created as a result of this black magic, satanic ritual sacrifice. And we're holding space as these angels It's like they shepherd these dark energies back into this dark portal. It's like I said, it is a spiritual battle. It's a spiritual war, light versus dark. And when these portals are created, these dark energies and entities do come through. So the angels are sending them back. That's also going on right now. So again, holding space. Some of you are warriors of the light, seeing armor of God around you. You battle her warriors in your own right. So you do this in your own way. Light worker standing up against the dark. And just calling in support as well for this and for you as a light worker, as a warrior of the light. If you need help at any stage during your journey, during any battles that you might have, I'm just going to ask the angels, your healing team of light, to support you in any way, shape or form. And they're also saying to ask them because they cannot and will not impede on your free will. So you need to ask them if you feel like you do need support at any stage of your journey, anytime you're coming up against the dark energies. And they will gladly assist you. So super strong galactic energies coming in as well. Seems like a lot of you are starseeds and have galactic heritage and origins, to call upon your galactic energy or galactic starseed origins for help and assistance as well. Some of you are under Commander Ashtar's, the Federation of Light Starfleet command, to call upon Ashtar as well. Yeah, it seems like a lot of you have ties to him and are on mission directly associated with him. Okay, so I'm just hearing that the last of the lost souls have passed into the light. Thank you very much, angels, for that. I'm just going to ask Archangel Azrael to pull out any cords between us and those souls that we've passed on to the light, to pull those cords out, to transmute them with a violet flame, and heal and repair all the areas where the cords have been pulled out. And to just close that portal and seal and heal it, please, Azrael. Also going to ask Archangel Zadkiel just to pass the violet flame down through each and every one of ours energy field. Gosh, I can hardly get the words out. Hearing sabotage. Just to clear any energetic debris that might have come up or been around as we pass those souls to the light. Thank you, Azrael. Thank you, Zadkiel. Okay. I'm also feeling like the battle is still raging on. I'm hearing light tools. I don't know if some of you are aware of your light tools or are not, but you either have them and are aware or will be given them soon. My light tool is a javelin, but it's a pointy end on both ends. But I'm seeing a sword and shield for a lot of you. It's part of the armor of God. Okay. So the angels have shepherded in any dark energies and entities that they could around this event. And I'm just going to ask Archangel Azrael again to close this dark portal, to seal it, to heal it, and to ensure that it cannot be opened again. Thank you. And I'm also going to ask that any cords that were formed between me or any of us and any entities that were passed over, to pull out those cords now. Azrael, to transmute them with a violet flame, and to heal and repair all the areas where those cords have been pulled out, please. Excuse me. And gonna ask Zadkiel again to pass that violet flame down through all of our energy fields, levels, layers, bodies, fields, systems. Just again to clear any energetic debris, any dark energy, non-beneficial energy as a result of battling and passing those energies over. Some hearing. Some of you are weary from the fight, like jaded. You know a lot, you've seen a lot, you've been through a lot. So I'm going to ask the angels to, hearing it's like reignite your spirit. And to bring in any healing that you might need at this time as a result of your battle, the own war that you have been fighting. Thank you. But I'm also hearing that you are battle-hardened warriors. And lately I've been seeing wasps. And when I tuned in to see what the message was, it was that you're a powerful female warrior. So wasps, if they've been around you, are an omen just to remind you of your power, of the fact that you are a powerful warrior, male or female, divine feminine or divine masculine. That is irrelevant, to just know that you are a powerful warrior and that you're not alone, you're not forgotten. Everything that you do is seen, heard and felt in the spiritual realms. And your healing teams of light are behind you 1000%. Just seeing a hand going on your shoulder, like indicative of them supporting you through this as you battle on this path. And they see you and they acknowledge everything that you do, even if it doesn't feel like it. Even if you're struggling, even if it feels like, you're doing so much and you're not seeing a lot for all the work it is that you're doing. It is seen and felt in the spiritual realms by the universe, by divine creator, God. They see all that you are doing and they commend you for it. They acknowledge it and they love and thank you for it. I'm also hearing like it's only those strong of heart, those battle-worn, experienced soldiers that was sent to Earth on this time, that you knew what you were getting yourself in for, and you wouldn't have given yourself more than you could handle. To know that, and to trust yourself, that you've got this. Keep going. It's gonna all come good in the end. Light wins. So I'm just feeling in my back, like feelings of being unsupported, like you're alone, and it seems like you've taken on a lot, that you're burdened by what you've been going up against. And yes, your feelings are valid. Feeling alone, feeling unsupported, feeling burdened by this, what seems like a monumental task, a big ask. But your spirit guides, your healing team of light, the angels, the archangels, the universe, God and Gaia are always there. They're just a call away. Please ask them for support. I'm going to ask them now. I'm just going to ask all of those energies to help, to support, to guide, to assist all light workers, all battle-hardened warriors, all powerful warriors on the planet today. Any way that you can. And I'm just reminded of this quote, so random, but I've been reading a lot of fan fiction lately from Harry Potter. You know, where Dumbledore says, assistance will be given to those at Hogwarts, those who ask for it. I probably butchered that quote. Imagine, but it's something like that. That quote. I'm not sure if that's entirely right, but the sentiment is the same. Okay, thank you. As we continue to bring this healing energy, this rose gold into the heart, the higher heart, and the heart chakra, opening and activating these areas for healing. And it's really heavy. It is really heavy. Hurt, loss, heartbreak, suffering, agony, grief, sadness, forlorn, even abandonment, betrayal, deception, disillusionment, denial, horror, disbelief. Even feeling some daggers in the back, which is indicative of betrayal. So I'm just going to ask Archangel Sandalphon to pull those out, to transmute them with the violet flame, and to heal and repair those wounds that have been left. Please, Sandalphon. It just feels like funeral energy. So much death. morning. And seeing the angels come in around the hearts of all those who have lost loved ones during this tragedy. And I see them pour light out of their hands into the hearts of all those people who need it right now, who have lost loved ones. Feels like there's lots of scarring, there's lots of wounds, even like a hole in a heart I'm seeing as well. Heartbreak, heartache, devastation. And even though it's been many years now, the wounds are still very much there and raw. Because it just feels like it was one of those events that shocked the world. And that was really traumatic. And it also instigated a lot of fear and terror, because it feels like that's what it was intended to do. To sabotage, to lower vibration. It just feels like as well there's something coming in about that fear energy. So when you're in fear, it's like your higher functioning, your frontal cortex just shuts down. So you can't think clearly, you can't reason clearly, you can't make decisions clearly. And that's where they want you, because then it's easier to control and manipulate you when you're in that state than if you are cool, calm, collected, in balance, feeling peace and harmony. I'm hearing like it's easier then to pull the wool over your eyes when you're in this state. Because it's also hard to tune into yourself, your inner guidance system, and also your third eye, your psychic abilities, when you're in that fear, fight or flight response. And that's exactly where they want you. Vulnerable is what I'm hearing. So also feeling something going on at the back of the heart. And it's almost like something similar has happened in a past life to the collective. A repeated pattern again, where this event would have brought up a lot of feelings for you in the present, but it's also like it's echoing feelings from the past, from past lives as well. Where you're separated from a loved one. By war, by some sort of conflict, some sort of loss. That's the separation energy coming in. Again, past life pattern carrying over to this one, where you're separated from a loved one, family, friends, romantic partner, animals I'm hearing also. And it's like it's being played out again. So I'm going to ask Sandalphon to clear this super heavy energy, to bring in any healing and repairs that are necessary, and to also bring in whatever energy is needed to break this pattern, to break this cycle, so that it isn't repeated again going forward. To bring in any support, any assistance, that any help, any healing that the collective needs in order to process everything that they need to process and heal around this, to break the cycle. Please, Sandalphon. There's like blame energy, or almost, well, yeah, where you're blaming yourself, or you feel like you're at fault in some way, but it's not the case. You're not at fault. You're not to blame. It was outside of your control. There was nothing you could have done. So I'm going to ask Sandalphon to bring in any healing energies for that, to clear that energy. I'm also hearing about forgiveness. So you might be holding that energy of unforgiveness towards yourself. And that some of you might need to forgive yourself. If you felt like you had a role to play in this, if you felt like you were to blame or at fault. I'm going to ask Sandalphon to help and assist you to clear that unforgiveness energy within yourself, and to help you get to that place where you can forgive yourself if that resonates and applies to you. When I'm hearing it was like outside energies, forces beyond your control, that had a hand in this. And there was nothing you could do. So I'm also feeling that like hopelessness, that despair, that powerlessness around that, not being able to do anything. Ooh, that's really heavy. Please, Sandalphon, clear that energy, repair and heal it. Bring in assistance, whatever needs to be brought in for this, please. It just seems like it's such a paralyzing energy. Hearing the word stuck as well, you might be stuck in this sort of energy. And devastation. Thank you. As we bring down this healing energy of rose gold down the shoulders, arms, and into the palms of the hands. Excuse me. So a lot of you feeling like this is a really heavy burden to carry on your shoulders. The grief, the loss. Oh, it also feels like some of you might know truth, might have information, but I don't know what the circumstance is. it seems like you fear for your life, that you haven't been able to come forward with it because of this. Maybe you've been threatened, your life has been threatened. You've been blackmailed, whatever the case may be, but it feels like you are also suffering because you feel burdened by this truth that you know, but haven't been able to come out and say. So I'm going to ask the angels to bring in healing for this and support and whatever it is that you might need, protection and safety. So it seems like such a horrible place to be in, if that is the case. And you might be feeling terribly alone. I'm also feeling like this might have been a case for some people, and that they couldn't live with that truth that they had to keep. That it was just too much, and it's almost like the guilt ate away at them, and they might have ended their life as a result. There is like suicide energy here too. And I'm just seeing like the firefighters, any of those people who might have assisted in the aftermath of the wreckage. Those sort of people is what I'm talking about, or is what is brought to my attention. Interesting, because throughout this video I've been like scratching under my nose. I've just been wondering what that's about, and I heard something to do with a smell, so I don't know if there's a specific smell from the equipment that's used to demolish buildings, and that people around the area would have smelt it. I'm just getting that sort of sense. I don't know what the smell is. I think it is in relation to that sort of detonation equipment, but it was very much apparent around the area at the time when this happened that maybe a lot of people smelt it, and I don't know if people are asking questions because of that, but something in relation to that. Coming in as well. So seeing, it is Archangel Sandalphon specifically coming in to hold your hand, the hands of the collective, in support, for comfort, to soothe you, for healing. It's like you might need a helping hand. It's assistance as well. Just a super strong angelic presence for this. So strong. So we continue to bring these healing energies, these rose gold energies, down into your solar plexus chakra, opening and activating your solar plexus for healing. So just feeling again that devastation energy, that shock to the system energy, that powerless, that helplessness, that hopelessness, that feeling out of control. Again, feeling the dark force energy, so chaos energy, conflict energy. That seeds were sown, that sowing seeds of despair and separation, war. So asking Sandalphon to clear those energies and to bring in any healing that you might need. So there's something here which I'm having difficulty tuning into. It's like a bomb going off, like a catalyst energy. It was like it started a sequence of events. Because that's what it was designed to do. It was like the first domino that fell and then caused all the other dominoes to fall. So this goes a lot deeper. On the surface there was this event, and of course it did trigger a war. But I feel like there's an ulterior motive to that we're not quite seeing, that might be under the surface. But it also, I'm seeing like spider webs as well, that there are other events in relation to this that maybe people haven't connected the dots to. And that there's quite a few connections from this event that like spider webbed out. Again, to sow the seeds of separation, to sabotage the ascension. As we continue to bring down this healing energy into the sacral chakra, opening and activating the sacral. So the word that I'm hearing is an assault on the senses. Excuse me, this is what this event was. Deeply traumatic for those sensitive. And again, the fear, the terror, the horror, like trepidation. Asking those energies to be cleared, Sandalphon, please. Repair and heal them. There's something else in the sacral. Just tuning into what this is. What is it, please, angels? Could you let me know? Looks like a ball of suppressed grief is what I'm hearing. So, for some of you, well, it seems like the majority of the collective, it affected them so deeply and was so overwhelming that they couldn't deal with the feelings that it brought to the fore, and they just suppressed them as a way to cope, as a way to protect themselves so that they could survive and move on and get on with everyday life. Just bringing in some healing for that as well, please, Sandalphon. Because it feels like that grief is going to come up to the surface if this resonates for you and indeed the collective, to be cleared and healed at some stage. It'll happen at your own pace when you're ready to face those feelings. So I just keep looking at the clock. I keep looking at the clock almost like time is running out type energy. Like a countdown. So it seems like it was an energy that was felt by the victims in the towers, that like they only had a certain amount of time to get out, and they knew that, so they just kept, there was a countdown, there was a time limit. That's what it feels like. They're under time pressure to get out, to save themselves. And also, this feels like from the firefighters and all those who helped to take people out from the rubble, it also feels like they were also under significant time pressure. That there was a countdown for them as well. Because there is that, feeling of urgency, like we need to act now. There isn't much time left. They don't have time. And then overwhelming feeling of despair in the sacral too. Like impending doom. Like the people had to face their mortality. Too soon is what I am hearing. Also feelings of regret, like their life was coming to an end too soon. They didn't live, they had regrets. They had more life in them, more things they wanted to do, but they didn't get to do that. And it's just started to rain here, and it just feels like such pathetic fallacy when your emotions are reflected in the weather. So it's huge grief and sorrow around that as well. about their life coming to an end prematurely. And loss. And regrets that they didn't get to say goodbye, or they didn't get to tell their loved ones that they love them. Things like that. Just feels very harrowing, very distressing, and very tumultuous is the word that's coming to me. Anxiety as well. Gonna ask Sandalphon just to clear those energies and to repair and bring in any healing that's necessary. Thank you. As we bring this rose gold energy down into the root chakra, opening and activating the root to healing. So I'm just seeing, really unstable foundations. And that the buildings came down from the foundations, which always bothered me. Because, they would have had to be constructed in such a way that the foundations were solid, because it's such a tall building. So it didn't ever make sense to me that if a plane crashed in halfway or 3/4 way or whatever it was, that the building would collapse from the bottom. And it feels like other people have had this doubt that it didn't make sense to them either. It also didn't make sense to those people caught in the building. Just like confusion. Disbelief. Shock. Like it didn't make sense. Almost like, things weren't adding up. Just hearing like 1 and 1 makes 3. This is in the collective as well. So asking for that energy to be cleared and repairs and healing to take place, please, Sandalphon. And there's something here about shaky and unstable foundations. It's almost like you knew what you knew, but you had doubts about it. So almost like if it felt like this didn't make sense to you, that maybe other people or the mainstream media or other narratives caused you to doubt yourself. and to question and second guess what you previously thought, what you previously knew to be true. There's that sort of energy where it sort of like undermines you, undermining credibility, I'm hearing, undermining what you thought, what you felt, what you sensed, your intuition. Energy of gaslighting as well coming in. Squirrel is certainly featuring heavily for this today. So I'm going to ask Sandalphon just to clear that energy. It's almost, I'm also hearing like your confidence has been knocked as well. And to repair that trust and belief in yourself, in your feelings, in your opinion, in your reality, what you knew to be true. So it feels like there was some damage done there too. Being undermined, being gaslit, having to doubt yourself. Asking for healing for that as well, please, Sandalphon. Thank you. So you bring the energy down into your knee chakras, opening and activating your knees for healing. And again, there's this unstable foundation, so I'm seeing like shaky legs. Trembling in the extremities, in the legs and in the hands from fear. Coping mechanisms is coming in. So because of this high fear energy, you might have coped in a number of ways. Some of the ways might have been more unhealthy than others. That's coming in as well. To be looked at, I'm hearing addictions. That this event might have been a catalyst for addictions for some people because of the extent of the overwhelming emotions that they felt from it. Which is understandable. As it was very distressing and harrowing and traumatic for a lot of people. So I'm going to ask Sandalphon and the angels to bring in any support that you might need. If this is you. To bring in any healing that you might need for this. And it just feels like getting that strength, getting that courage to face these emotions within yourself, which is not easy at all. So I'm going to ask the angels to help you to do that and to bring in that strength and courage for you in order for you to be able to face yourself and to support you to do that. So it's not easy. But it is necessary to heal, to move forward. to break the cycle of addiction. And is an act of love for yourself, which is much needed on the planet today. Thank you, Sandophone. Yeah, the energy is just very subdued. It's very low. It's very depressed. It's very harrowing. There's also guilt here as well. So we continue to bring this healing energy down into the feet chakras, opening and activating the feet. And some trauma coming up in the feet from not being able to get out of the building or not being able to move, being trapped, entrapment, and also on the other end of loved ones not being able to move and take action to do something to help their loved ones that were trapped. Just feels very stuck, powerless, paralyzing. Helplessness. Daunting. Despair because you couldn't do anything. Despair because they couldn't move. So I'm going to ask Sandalphon just to bring in, to clear this energy and to bring in healing. And I'm just going to ask him to replace any energy that we've cleared with love, with comfort, with freedom, with justice is what I'm hearing. And empowerment. Getting the feeling like people were robbed, that they felt hard done by on both sides. Because of the separation, also feeling like it's a wound. So I'm going to ask Sandalphon to heal it, to repair it. And yeah, I'm just seeing that separation, that divide between the two energies, and it looks like divine masculine and divine feminine energy. So I'm going to ask Sandalphon to bridge the gap, to repair the gap, to bring both of these energies back to balance and harmony within yourself. So this is an activation for that, and it is a process. So it's not going to happen right away. This healing will activate that within you and put you on a path in order to do that, to complete that. But it's not going to happen overnight. It's what I'm hearing. So this activation coming in strong through the crown chakra, you might feel it down the back or in the hands. It's very hot energy, feeling like I'm burning up, and I'm seeing like a cobalt blue, but also some white in there too. That blinding white light, kind of like this that you can see in the video. Ooh, again, my extremities are feeling numb. So this is also another energy that might be present in the collective, just feeling very numb or numbing out, numbing themselves, their emotions because of the trauma of this event. And there's some weird energy of like being looked down upon. I don't know, it could be because of the ways you've chosen to cope. There's some energy about that, around that, where you feel judged. You feel like people are looking down on you because of whatever way it is that you are trying to cope with this. And there's just a message like it's okay, you did what you needed to do to get yourself through it. But it's also a call to look at whatever it is that you're doing to cope and to maybe look at changing that, because it isn't the most healthiest thing that you could be doing. And the angels want to support and assist you to change these behaviors to more healthy coping mechanisms. They've got your back, is what I'm hearing. So also feeling a lot of tension, stress in the shoulders, down the back, a lot of you, and in the neck. So a lot of you might carry this there as a result of this event. Happening. Yeah, on tops of the shoulders, your shoulders might come up a lot. Tension, stress, or even like trapped emotions. It's where you might hold your grief. Also in the heart and the lungs. Issues to do with the heart and the lungs as well. Difficulties breathing. Like pressure on the chest. Might find it difficult when you're exercising. You just feel that energy there. And that activation for the balancing and the harmonizing is just finished up. Hey, squirrel. He's having a good look at me here. He's probably wondering what I'm doing under his tree. So as we continue down, bringing the rose gold energy into the Earth Star chakra, opening and activating the Earth Star. Word I'm hearing is trembling, trepidation. Again with this unsolid foundations about coping. This time. So I'm seeing cracks. I'm trying to decipher what this message is because it's unusual. Almost seems like the reverberations of the buildings falling rippled out into the crust of the earth, and I don't know if some damage was done. Like there's cracks in the earth's foundations because of this event specifically. And it rippled out. And again, there was an effect on like a physical earth level. But then also to do with the, I don't know if it's in relation to the Earth Star chakra of the earth, but also the Earth Star chakra of humans, or both. It seems like there was cracks or fissures that were created as a result of this event because it was so harrowing. So distressing, so traumatic. It just rippled out, sent shockwaves through the earth, through humankind, and then that traveled into like the animal kingdom and the plants and all the rest of it. Just rippled out, and I think it feels like it rippled out even further than that into the universe. It just had such a huge impact on everything. So I'm going to ask Sandalphon and the angels to heal and repair these cracks in the Earth Star chakra of the collective and also Gaia. Also seems like there's cracks as well in the heart of humanity is what I'm hearing. Asking for healing, repairing of them as well. Please, Sandalphon and the angels. Because it was that devastating. There's just this overwhelming sense of devastation and harrowing, and it was a huge impact, like absolutely huge scale. I think because the event was televised as well, so a lot of people around the world tuned in and watched it, and it happened like in real time. Again, some sort of weird energy coming in to do with an ulterior motive, to do with like this was intentional. this like cataclysmic event was planned with a specific intention in mind that was malevolent. And it seems like televising it as well was also part of the plan to sow seeds of separation and to instill fear, trepidation, horror, terror. That it was done on purpose with a purpose. Of control. To control. Thank you, Sandalphon. As this rose gold light continues to spiral down through the different levels and layers of the earth, I'm burning up. You guys might be burning up as well. The energies are super strong and just coming in hot. Just in case you're feeling that way, that's what's happening. As these rose gold energies continue down through the different levels and layers of the earth into the heart of Mother Earth Gaia, where I'm going to ask that you are plugged into Gaia separately and independently from each other. Of course, the collective is plugged in. Also hearing one of the motives was to destabilize. To create instability. So I'm going to ask Gaia just to ground, earth, anchor, connect and align you to her now fully and completely, and to ensure that you are fully embodied or as much as you can be at this time. A lot of you mightn't be fully in your body because of the emotions that your body is now holding and storing, that it would be painful to fully be in your body. So you might have disconnected from your body, disassociated. That's coming in as well because of the trauma. So I'm going to ask Gaia to help and support you in order to reconnect with your body and to come back into your body, in order to face those feelings that might be trapped within your body that you've repressed, or indeed you're in your energy field, because it was just so overwhelming to feel all those feelings at the time. It feels like a lot of you are ready now to come back and do that work. Hearing to reach out for support, whatever that looks like for you. And if you don't know, to come back into your heart, to tune into your heart, and to ask yourself what's the best way for you to move forward with this, what's the best way for you to receive support with this, what's the best way for you. Also hearing a lot of support from Gaia and your energy healing team as well, to help you do this, to help you recover and heal. Yeah, hearing that for some of you going into the heart might be difficult, and that signs will be given to you in a different way, to keep an eye out for them and to look out for them. They'll be from your healing team and also your higher self. But to ask that question first, because that's almost like setting the intention to ask that question out to the universe, to your higher self, to your higher power, whoever it is that you want to pose that question to, and then the answers will be brought that way. But yeah, it just is feeling like the heart might just be a very difficult place for you to go right now, but the information will be brought to you in a different way. Thank you. So Gaia's energy is spilling into your Earth Star chakra, seeing pink, emerald green. It's a lot of love for this. A lot of love for the heartbreak. Excuse me. As Gaia's energy continues to move up into your feet, freeing you from any entrapment, feelings of entrapment, stuck energies. As it moves into your ankles, shins, knees, thighs, root, again creating some more stability, solid foundations for you, because it just feels like your foundations were shook. And by that I mean energetically and within yourself, your trust in yourself, your belief in yourself, those things as well. Because you might have been began to doubt yourself and the truth that you knew at the time. So guys, coming in to do some healing and repair on that. And again, just to repair those foundations at a foundational level for you. As Gaia's energy continues to move up your abdomen and into your chest, so there is energy of a lot of people feeling betrayed by the narrative that was presented. A lot of people feeling deceived, lied to around this event. So healing coming in for that, but I'm also seeing again swords. So I'm gonna ask Gaia to gently pull them out of you, because it's like wounds were left, scars were left as a result of the depth of this betrayal. Asking her to transmute them with the violet flame and then heal and repair those scars and wounds that were inflicted. So chest and up the back for those wounds, knives, those swords. As this energy, there's a energy of distraction as well. So that they tried to distract from the truth. They tried to do other things. I don't know if something else happened close to this, and then that took precedence over this event. So you were distracted by whatever happened in the media, or if it was a celebrity sort of thing, or something else happened. But there just seems to be that energy of distraction as well around. To take your focus and attention off this event and what really happened, and like looking for the truth and all that sort of stuff. Something else came in to distract your focus from that. It could also have been something in your personal life as well. A dark energy. As this energy continues down, shoulders, arms into the hands, sort of culminating in the chest there, up into your throat. Feels like the energy powerless to speak your truth. Some healing being brought in from Gaia to help you to step into your power to speak your truth around this. And to those who feel trapped in whatever the circumstance is that they feel like they can't speak their truth, because they feel like their lives are being threatened, or whatever the circumstance might be. If they come out and say what they know. Soon seeing wings being activated for some of you. Feels like an energy of forgiveness, but it's very much for yourself. So it feels like in the collective there is the energy of unforgiveness that needs to be cleared. But that is a totally separate issue to actually forgiving someone or something. So even when you clear the energy of unforgiveness, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to forgive someone or something, but there is that energy coming in about forgiving yourself. But it's like there's a choice being presented. If you want to forgive, those on the outside, those who you feel are to blame. And that's entirely up to you, what you decide to do. And it's not something that will impede your healing if you decide not to do it. It doesn't work like that. Because forgiveness is a gift, and it's a supremely pure energy. And it's yours to give, and it's yours to decide if you want to give or withhold it. It's entirely up to you. Yeah, and then there's something here about just this huge desire about justice being done, wanting justice for this. So I'm going to ask the angels and Gaia to help with this, to bring about and to ensure that justice is done where this event is concerned. There does seem to be that, where the angels are working behind the scenes. Even Gaia I'm hearing, to bring the truth to light, to ensure that justice is done for all those who are affected in this tragedy. Also hearing light workers working tirelessly to ensure justice is being done in this as well. And that the truth will come to light. As Gaia's energy continues up into the face, chin, cheeks, third eye, forehead, energy of disillusionment, as the veils are being lifted and the truth can be seen. And it's almost like when that happens and the truth does come out fully, some people will go into denial, that they won't be able to accept that that is the truth, that they have been deceived and lied to in this way. Like it'll just be too shocking for them. Sky's energy moves into the crown, this pinky emerald light, and up further still into the soul star chakra. And I'm just being asked to pause here. So let's have a look at what's in the soul star chakra. Hearing it's the past life connection and the separation. Seeing Gaia's energy, also galactic energy, coming in and flowing into those past lives where this separation and all these emotions around it is karmic. So yeah, it's like what happened during that day on 9/11 is almost like a trigger. Or a catalyst. Like your buttons were pushed. And it might have been in the past of this life, but certainly definitely in the past of a past life, where those emotions that maybe you mightn't have dealt with were brought to the fore again, to get your attention, because they need to be cleared, because it's karma. And this is the pattern, the cycle that's been repeating itself. And that's why it's super important to face yourself and go into those emotions and have a look at what they are, even though I know it is so difficult and so hard at times, or it is very difficult to do that. But in terms of clearing karma, it is really important that you do, and it's really important for your own healing as well. to move forward and break out of the cycle. And it's not just in this life, because you're a multi-dimensional being, it's also for future lives as well. So you don't have to repeat this pattern in the next life. And that's why this work is so important. Because it's like these karmic cycles have been intentionally created on the earth to entrap humans and human souls. So they have to they're on the wheel of karma, and they have to keep repeating these patterns all the time. And that's what a lot of this light work, this shadow work is about. Looking at those patterns, healing them, clearing them, breaking out of the pattern to free earth from the karmic cycle and being entrapped by these dark energies. As this healing continues in your soul star chakra. So again, take a moment just to tune in. Some of you might get flashes or insights about these past lives. And what occurred in them now or in a few days' time. Or after this, if you're lying down to just integrate the energies, you just might get more information on what happened in those past lives. That are kind of like seeping into this one. So it's like the veils are thin, and a lot of you are aware of your multidimensionality and aware of those past lives. As the energy continues up into your stellar gateway chakra, and I'm going to ask that you are plugged in to the galactic or earth grid that's best for you at this time. So you are fully and completely supported above and below, held within a sacred container on your path as you journey as a light worker and a light warrior. Okay, so that seems to be all the energies that were coming in terms of the shadow work. And now I am going to pull a few cards to see if there are any other messages to come in on this event, and then I'll close down everything. So the deck that I am using is the Sacred Rebels Oracle by Lana Fairchild. So one card has just popped out as soon as I open the box, so I'm going to take that. I'm just going to tune in, see if there are any other cards to come. Yeah, there are, so I'm going to shuffle and we'll see what comes out. So is there anything else that we need to know, Spirit? Any other messages? Any other information that we need to be aware of around 9/11, please? Okay, there's another one coming out. Thank you. Just gonna see. Okay, nothing else. So the first one that jumped out, let's have a look. at what it is. Okay, it is Spirals of Manifestation, card number 18. So just give me a second to tune into this energy. So I'm really drawn to, if you can see it, the feathers in this card. So they are usually a symbol from the angels, like a sign from the angels to let you know that they are there, that you're not alone, that they're with you. This feels like it is a message coming from the angels as a reminder that when you do see feathers, it's them letting you know that they're there, you're not alone on this path. It's also an invitation to connect to them, to talk to them, to ask them for whatever it is that you're wanting, that you're needing, that they would love to connect with you and establish that relationship with you. And this is just a reminder to ask them to connect if you would like to. And when you see the feathers, it's a sign from the angels. Yeah, and then I'm just really drawn to, if you can see, it looks like a ripple effect coming out on this card. Almost like when you drop a stone into water and then the ripples on the surface just keep rippling out. This is what this event was on a world scale, on a global scale, that it had a major impact and it rippled out into humanity, into the world, into the earth, and then even further still, this is kind of confirmation of what I was saying, it rippled out into the universe and had an effect on a universal and planetary scale is what I'm hearing. So that shockwaves were felt on that scale. I just can't emphasize the impact of this event. Like, it was huge, absolutely huge. It just feels like it was on a scale that has never been felt before. Cataclysmic event that had wider ripples and wider reach and wider repercussions than what was taught. And then I'm really being drawn to the 18, which if you add up is a 9. And as I had said at the start, was a 9 is to do with closure, ending of cycles. And I feel like despite this event and despite the dark forces' intentions of trying to derail the light and light workers and light warriors from ending the cycle of separation, I feel like this cycle is going to come to a close. That the light is going to succeed in their endeavors and successfully and bring to a closure that karmic cycle of separation. That's what it feels like. That the light is going to be successful. Okay, so I don't think it is, but it looks like a sunflower to me in the bottom, this corner here. And sunflowers for me are a symbol of, I'm hearing hope. but they're also a symbol of enlightenment. So enlightenment is basically the ascension process. It is where you are so full of light that there are no shadowy energies in your energy field that you don't know about. So it feels like the shadow is going to be brought to the light on this event. It is going to be healed. The light is really strong around this. And the shadows are going to be illuminated, I'm hearing. And the truth is going to be brought to light. So I'm just looking at, there's some blue in this card, which is really about truth as well. And the figure in this card has the eyes open. Eyes are wide open. They can see the truth. That's what it feels to me. That people are seeing the truth, and I think there might be another wave of people who will have their eyes open to the truth of this event. Really drawn to the spiral as well in this, just on top of the figure's head, if you can see it. It's like there are different levels and layers to this, and we're spiraling down through different levels and layers when it comes to this event. Also like a symbol of multidimensionality, where there are different dimensions at play. As I did mention, the past lives also seems like 3D, 5D sort of stuff as well. And that, yeah, there are just many different levels and layers to this and what happened. And like on the surface, this is what happened, but there is more things going on underneath. Yeah, it just seems to be very complex. Very, very complex. A lot of things going on many different levels, on many different planes, on many different scales. And also not just in the realm that you can see. Behind the scenes, in the kind of spiritual realms, supernatural sort of stuff, metaphysical realms, astral planes. Also hearing the battle. That's the battle, the war between light and dark. That this was like a physical, in the physical, this was like indicative of that, but then you don't see the battle in the spiritual realms. So there is some other messages coming out with this card. It is just it's so deep. The more I look at it, the more information that comes to light. And I think that's also the message. The more you look at this event, 9/11, the deeper you go, the more threads that are unraveled and the more information that comes to you. I'm also seeing like a jigsaw, that there are many puzzle pieces here at play that need to be connected to complete the puzzle, to see the full picture. Yeah. As I said, super complex and many different threads and puzzle pieces here. And I think that some people are putting the pieces together. Certainly in the truth movement have been painting a different picture. But then it just feels like that not all the pieces have been put on the table, and not all the pieces have been connected. And it feels like that we're missing pieces and that they're going to be brought to light. Okay, thank you. Now for the other card. Interesting. Is card number 1, After the Storm. So some beautiful animal imagery on this with an owl, and also looks like a Merkaba. Or I'm also hearing, is it Metatron's cube? So just let me see what the message is in relation to this card. So I'm being drawn to the 1 energy, which is usually like a new beginning. Again, linking into that closure of that cycle, the karmic cycle, and the new beginning being the ascension, the unity consciousness, unity energy, also new earth. That despite the dark forces and their efforts, it's not going to stop the ascension process. It's not going to stop new earth. It's not going to stop this new beginning. Drawn to the gold energy, a lot of gold energy in this card. Indicative of ascension and mastery. It's just confirmation that like it's almost like the ascension process might have been derailed as a result of this event, but it's back on track. This event might have like put a pause on it, but it's not going to stop it. And birds for me are very much symbols of freedom, and it does feel like that energy is coming in, that freedom energy, being free of dark energies and being free of karmic cycles, that is going to be achieved. There is a massive, I don't even know what it is, beetle. That's now on the card. I'm just going to show you. That seems to also be a sign. Oh, I'm trying to just gently tip him off the card. I don't know what type of beetle that is. I remember seeing them before. Not too sure, but if you know what it is, do comment down below, and also to look up the spiritual meaning of what that is, because there's a message there for you. It seems like it's quite significant if that resonates with you. And then it's like the golden structure, which I think is a Merkaba, or it looks like a Merkaba, but this is usually what I activate at the start of doing any of my healing work, is a golden Merkaba. I ask Metatron to activate it. So it seems like this is something that you might like to do, especially when you're doing any sort of spiritual work, or if you are battling the darkness like I do, to ask Metatron to activate your golden Merkaba for protection and support. I'm hearing and assistance is also coming in. Excuse me as we continue to clear. And there's just one more message. I'm just really drawn to the owl again. The owls are usually symbols of wisdom, but right now I'm feeling like the owl is some sort of messenger. Because again, another Harry Potter reference coming in, that they use owls to carry messages between the different characters and whatnot. So it does feel like this owl is coming in, bringing with it some messages. So I feel like some of you might receive further messages after this healing session. You might get downloads of information, something else might come to light. There's different sort of messages that are coming in for you and for the collective. And because I'm just tuning in to see what the message is, and it feels like that help will be given when you ask for it. That you need to ask, and if enough of us asks for the truth to be illuminated, then it will manifest. Or whatever it is that you need to ask about, or if you're asking questions, if you're asking like what's the truth of this, or whatever the question is that you're asking, it's just about enough people asking those questions so those answers can come to light. And then in coming back to that freedom and the wings, freedom from dark energies as well, it feels like. And then I'm being drawn to the sort of like golden dots. Oh my goodness, that beetle is now climbing up my leg again. And I'm trying to dissuade it as gently as possible. Oh no. Oh yeah, nope, it's off me again. Very persistent. So it's totally trying to get our attention. It does have a message, like the owl was saying. Okay, so what are these golden dots about? What are these golden dots? So I'm hearing like they're like buttons. Are they buttons? But I'm just hearing that they are like buttons, and it's about closure energy and receiving closure that you might need if you have been affected by this event, that closure is going to come in for you. Thank you. So I'm just going to tune in, see if there's anything else that needs to come through, but I think that's all the messages with the cards. Okay, yeah, that's everything. So I am going to close down now after this absolutely massive healing. So I'm going to ask Gaia to ensure that you're fully and completely present in your physical body, or as much as you can be, and that you're fully grounded, earth anchored, connected and aligned to the heart of Mother Gaia. And if there's any excess energies, that those are brought down through your chakras and sent into Gaia, grounded into Gaia. Okay, so this session was extremely high vibrational. You've taken in so much powerful high vibrational energy and light that you will need some time to integrate and possibly even process things that might come up for you. So I always do recommend after a session like this to lie down in order to allow those energies to settle and stabilize. So if you can do that, please do, and I will leave other aftercare instructions in the description box below as well. So you might, oh my goodness, that beetle is here again. So you might receive messages, receive guidance, receive some sort of insight when you are lying down. Also, lower dimension or lower density emotions, trapped emotions will come up to the surface while you lie down. So it's an opportunity to process them as well. That is going to be important for a lot of you. Some of you will be starting on that journey of allowing these emotions to come up and working on processing them and working on an emotional level in order to regulate your emotions, to learn those sorts of skills. Thank you. I'm going to ask Sandalphon just to balance, harmonize, stabilize, recalibrate, and realign all levels, layers, bodies, fields, and systems of you after this session, to just bring you back into alignment with yourself, your heart, your body, your intuition, your soul, your path. I'm going to ask Sandalphon to zip up your energy, your auric field, to zip up your aura, so you feel strong, safe, and secure within your energy field. As a light worker, a light warrior, warrior of truth. Thank you, Sandalphon. I'm going to ask Sadkiel just to pass the violet flame down through you again, to clear any energetic debris. I'm going to ask the angels to disconnect me from the collective consciousness and all of those energies who have opted in to receive this healing. Please and thank you very much, to give your energy back to you and to return my energy to me. So also hearing the squirrel is to look up the spiritual meaning of the squirrel, or to tune into yourself because it has another message as well for some of you, to take what resonates. Also drawn to a fly that has landed here around my feet, which for me is usually indicative of, or an omen of, independence. But again, if that resonates, to look it up or to tune into yourself and take what resonates. So if you haven't watched any of my videos, the animal omens are a form of divination. It's a form of, I guess, communication where you receive messages from the universe. It's called cryptomancy. Something that I love doing. And yeah, usually animals feature quite heavily in my videos. So just putting that out there. If you haven't seen any of my videos before, don't know what I'm talking about in relation to this, that's what it's about. Thank you. I'm just going to ask Sandalphon to close down everything, anything that was open, to close it down. Healing portals, vortexes, channels. Close down the chakras, close down this sacred healing space. Close everything down now, please, Sandalphon. And if you just like to take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I'm going to thank all the different energies here, your healing teams of light, the angels, galactic energies, here in Kali, Sandalphon, Azrael, Michael, Metatron, Uriel, Gabriel, Ariel, Shekinah, and all the other energies that were here to assist in this session. And of course you. Thank you all so very much. From my heart to yours, namaste. Okay, that was a really difficult one. Really difficult energies, really heavy energies. And if you've made it this far, well done, you. And thank you so much for watching this video, for taking part in the healing, for delving deep into the shadow energies. I really appreciate it. And your light teams really appreciate it. And the work that you are doing. Thank you so much, because this was not an easy video. It was really difficult. And there feels like there's congratulations there for you, and also a message about looking after yourself after this, because it might have brought up a lot of stuff for you. To be gentle with yourself, to practice self-care, whatever it is that you need to look after yourself, to reach out for support if you need. I'm seeing like comfort food. I'm seeing chocolate for me. Whatever it is that you need to do to look after yourself after this, because it was very difficult. The energies were very difficult. So yes, please do look after yourself after this, and have a look at those aftercare instructions in the description box below. And do let me know what you thought of the video. If you feel called, I'd love to hear from you. And other than that, thank you so much for being here, for tuning in, and until next time, take care. Bye bye.